the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. You're watching the exclusive men's basketball coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. This afternoon in the second game of the doubleheader, the College of Staten Island will take on CCNY as CSI looks to extend their unbeaten streak to 9 games here, including 7 in a row in the conference. Hi everybody, I'm Mike Babuski back here to join you for the second game of our doubleheader as the College of Staten Island on a 9-game winning streak, looking to extend their winning streak to 10 games here this afternoon against CCNY as the Dolphins find themselves battling for first place here in the CUNYAC Conference along with Baruch College. The College of Staten Island coming off of a big win against Baruch earlier in this week as they were really able to put the pressure on Baruch and really close them down defensively. It was a game that the Dolphins dominated, especially in that second half, as you have an opportunity now to take a look at the CUNYAC Conference standings on your screen. Baruch and CSI both at 7-1 in the conference. The Dolphins one lone loss to John Jay. Baruch, as we mentioned, just suffered that loss to CSI. So technically right now the Dolphins sit in first place, having the tiebreaker in the conference. Medgar Evers sitting nicely in third place along with Brooklyn College, both teams with 3 losses. Medgar Evers with an extra win, as you can see on your screen, as the Cougars coming out and playing very good basketball here this year. Brooklyn at 4-3, John Jay and Lehman at 4-4, and down in the bottom of the pack, CCNY at 2-6. Hunter at 2-7, and York College at 1-7. And, you know, like a lot of these games in the conference, a huge game. The Dolphins trying to remain up on the top of the table, and CCNY trying to work themselves back into playoff competition. This is one of 2 conference games here this afternoon. John Jay will take on Lehman. In the other conference games, 2 other conference teams in action, as Brooklyn College will be at home against Farmingdale State, and Baruch will go out to the island and face Old Westbury. So lots of action in the conference. Basically, these teams playing 3 or 4 conference games per week through the conclusion of the regular season. So a big game here for both teams. We mentioned the Dolphins coming into the game here today, and, you know, they've really been playing well as of late. As we mentioned, they're riding a big 9-game winning streak, and, you know, this team has just played very solid basketball as of late. The Dolphins, you have to go back to that game all the way back on December 4th to that loss against John Jay, and, you know, since that time they've had big wins against a vastly improving Medgar Evers team. Went on the road, got that last-second victory against Kane, and then won the tournament of championship by defeating both Bates and Tufts, including a very big win against a very tough Tufts team, and then came back at the conference play, win so far over York, Hunter, Brooklyn, Lehman, Baruch, and CCN, and now the Dolphins coming back and playing CCNY for the second time this year. Early on November 30th at the Nat Holman Gymnasium, the Dolphins were able to come away with a victory as they were able to defeat CCNY by a final score of 92-79 in that game. Turning our attention quickly back to the Dolphins here for just a minute. They're led by the leading scorer in the CUNYAC Conference. That would be Christian Taylor. And, you know, Christian just really having a big year for the Dolphins here in this 2018-19 season, leading the conference in scoring, averaging just under 23 points a game to go along with nearly 6.5 rebounds. And he's shown the ability to hit big shots in pressure situations all year long. Second in scoring for the Dolphins, Adiola Latunji playing better and better as the season goes along, just under 20 points a game. He's got 19 points a game for the Dolphins. In addition, to nearly 9 rebounds a game. And Stephen Flagg, a midseason addition for the CSI Dolphin, the third Dolphin averaging in double figures at 12.3 points a game. And, Stephen also the ability to rebound, averaging just under 8 rebounds a game. And turning our attention here for a couple of minutes and looking at CCNY, it's a Beavers team that we mentioned struggling a little bit in conference play here so far in this 2018-19 season, looking to get a big bounce back win here this afternoon. They have 4 players averaging in double figures, led by Tyler Banks. He's averaging over 16 points a game. Mike White at over 12, and Romelio Rashad and Isaiah Denard, 2 other players for CCNY averaging in double figures. The Beavers do a nice job offensively. They can score. They've averaged over 71 points a game. The problem for the Beavers has been defensively, as they've allowed nearly 88 points a game, and that's a lot of points a game, and that's going to make it tough if they can't defend against the Dolphins a little bit better, I should say, here this afternoon. They could find themselves in a little bit of difficulty. As we mentioned, the Dolphins coming in 7-1 in the conference, 13-4 overall, and this was a team that started the season out slow, as the Dolphins reckoned 11-6, I should say. Dolphins started out slow. They were 2-6 on the year. They have not lost since then, as they've upped their record to 11-6. So we're just moments away from the start of the game here this afternoon between the Dolphins and the Beavers. And earlier in the women's contest, the CCNY Beavers really played a good game, pulling ahead by as many as 7 in the second half before the Dolphins were able to turn things around and come away with that big victory. And it was a victory that kept the Dolphins up atop the table, one of 3 teams with 1 loss in the conference. So we're about ready to get underway with the game here this afternoon. So while the Beavers are getting introduced out on the floor, let's bring you the CCNY lineup here this afternoon. Starting 5 for the Beavers, it'll be number 5, Isaiah Denard, number 12, Sean Walker, number 13, Torrell Trim, number 21, leading scorer Tyler Banks, and number 23, Daniel Piskowski. For the College of Staten Island, it's the same starting 5 that we've seen over the last several games. Number 1, Stephen Flagg. Number 2, Adiola Latunji. Number 3, Rigo DeSteam. Number 22, Shamal Martin. And number 23, the leading scorer in the CUNYAC Conference, number 23, Christian Taylor. And, one of the things that's been so impressive about Christian here throughout the season is not only does he lead the team in scoring, but he's been able to do it and still keep his shooting percentage up at over 60%, an incredible 61.6% field goal percentage on the year, including 41% from the three-point line. He's really averaging now 24.8 points per game in the conference, a little bit less overall at 22.8 points, but really doing a great job. Looking at his overall shooting for the season, 53% from the field, but as we mentioned, Christian shooting 62% in the conferences. You see Taylor's numbers up on your screen, averaging nearly 23 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists a game for the Dolphins. So it's going to be the Dolphins and the Beavers here in game number 2, as the Dolphins look to continue on their 9-game winning streak. CCNY looking to break a 3-game losing streak of their own and really get themselves right back into the conversation as far as playoff action goes. They're now sitting 2 games behind 3 different teams in the loss column as far as getting themselves into a playoff position in the CUNYAC Conference. So we're just moments away. And we should mention Christian Taylor needs just 29 points to get to 1,000 points here as a CSI Dolphin, and with a big game, he has an opportunity to do so here this afternoon. Piskowski over to Denard. Denard now working the ball back to Banks. Banks feeds it over to Piskowski. He drives down the lane. That shot is partially blocked, and now it's Latunji in the corner to Taylor. That shot is up, no good, and we're going to have a whistle. Ball out of bounds, so it will be Beaver possession. Just underway here. Both teams with one possession. We're scoreless. Piskowski with the basketball. Hands it off to Denard as the Beavers look to set up offensively here in the early going. Walker now over to Trim. Piskowski. And now Taylor comes away with the basketball for the Dolphins. Taylor over to Martin, and he's going to get called for the travel. So a minute into the game here, both teams have touched the ball twice, but neither team has been able to get a point, and we're scoreless. Trim walking the ball slowly across the midcourt line. Nice bounce pass inside, but that ball is knocked away by Latunji. Last touch by the Dolphins, so it will remain Beaver basketball. Beavers looking to inbound now as the Dolphins look to put pressure on the inbounds. And we're going to have a whistle and a 5-second violation, so both teams struggling to get on track here offensively in the early going. Beavers looking to show a little bit of a press now in the backcourt, as the Dolphins able to get the ball across the midcourt line. Inside to Latunji, his wild shot's no good, but Martin able to grab the offensive rebound and lay it up and in. So Jamal Martin picks up the first points of the game for either team, and the Dolphins lead by a score of 2-0. Walker over to Denard. Denard guarded by Latunji. Latunji looking to force him over to the right. And now he hands the ball off. Nice feed inside now to Banks. Banks kicking it back to Piskowski. His jumper, no good. And Taylor there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Flag feeding it inside to Martin. Martin trying to use his size. Feeds it out over to Taylor, who uses his size and strength and lays it up and in. First 4 points of the game go to the Dolphins. They lead early by a score of 4-0. Trim picking up the dribble, getting the ball out over to Walker. And now the Beavers will look to set up offensively. Bounce pass goes inside, and the Dolphins able to come away with another Beaver turnover. Feed inside, goes out of bounds as this steam goes that one away. Rigo played last game with bright green sneakers on, here with standard whites. And it's the Beavers with the basketball, as both teams have turned the ball over 3-2 in the turnover department. Tough baseline jumper is up, no good. And a nice job by Latunji to keep that ball in bounds. And now Flag will bring the ball up across the midcourt floor. Over in the corner to Taylor. His baseline jumper is good. So Christian Taylor getting the Dolphins off to a good start. He's got 4 points already here for the Dolphins. It's a 30-second timeout, so let's keep it right here. Dolphins getting themselves into an early lead, and the Beavers going 3 minutes without being able to score as we have another look to see that Christian Taylor baseline jumper. And see, that's what Christian Taylor gives you. He gives you the ability to take the ball inside. He can shoot with either hand in there. He could fall away, but he also has the ability to hit that outside jumper. And that's one of the many things that make Christian Taylor such a tough player for opponents to guard here. So Dolphins with the first 6 points of the game, and they now lead by a score of 6-0. Rashad checking into the game here for the Beavers as they bring the ball across the midcourt line. Destine putting a lot of pressure on Rashad. Rashad looking to drive inside. He kicks the ball back to Denard, and we're going to have a whistle and a traveling violation called on the play. So both teams turning the ball over, and the Dolphins find themselves with a 6-0 lead. Taylor slowly walking the ball across the midcourt line. Now it's the Steam. Out over to Stephen Flagg. Taylor looking to lob it inside. That pass goes off the side of the backboard, but Martin there to retrieve for the Dolphins. Now it's Desteem over to Flagg. He puts up the long jumper, and it's good. First three-pointer of the game. That's for Flagg. He's got 9. He's got 3. And the Dolphins lead by a score of 9-0 as the Beavers fall behind early here this afternoon. Guttick in the game. Kicks it up over to Denard. His long three-pointer is up, no good. Now it's Flagg. Over in the corner. The long three-pointer by Desteem is good, and the Dolphins break this one open early. They leave by a score of 12-0. Rashad with the basketball now. Hands it off to Paskowski. Now Guttick looks to feed the ball inside. Beavers fortunate not to turn the ball over once again. Gutic out by the three-point line. 5 seconds to shoot. Dolphins coming out playing big, strong defense. Rashad, the open three-pointer is good. (12-3). That breaks a 12-0 Dolphin run as Taylor tries to drive his way inside. And we're going to have a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to the Dolphins. Feed inside to Martin. He's wide open, and he jams it home. So the Dolphins able to answer right back, and they lead by a score now of 14-3. Martin with 4 on the afternoon. Rashad with the basketball. Over to Kambaris. Kambaris handing the ball off to Rashad. Now Paskowski. Now it's Guttick. Guttick feeding the ball inside for Banks. That shot's up, no good. And Martin there to grab another rebound for the Dolphins. CCNY continues to struggle offensively here so far in this first half. Martin, the floater in the lane is good. So the Dolphins exploding here, scoring 16 in the first 19 points, and it's going to be a full timeout. So let's take a quick look at that Jamal Martin dunk as we head to break. 14 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half with the score. Dolphins 16, Beavers 3. We'll step aside, take a break. You're watching men's basketball exclusively on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
We're back here, 14-10 remaining in this first half. Dolphins lead 16-3, and as you would expect, the stats all on the Dolphins side. They're 7 of 10 from the field, including 2 of 3 from the three-point line. The Beavers just 1 of 7 from the field. The Beavers also have turned the ball over 4 times compared to just 2 for the Dolphins. And the Dolphins have broken this one open early, leading by 13 points. Let's see what the Beavers could do off the timeout. Banks working the ball out in the corner. Now they feed the ball inside. Banks trying to take the short jumper in the lane. That's up, no good. Taylor able to come back and grab the tipped rebound for the Dolphins. Taylor kicking the ball in the corner. Cartalis is open 3. That's no good. And the Beavers able to grab the rebound now as that's Piskowski. Now it's Rashad with the basketball. Played 6.5 minutes here. The Beavers with just one basket here this afternoon as that long rebound is going to come back and Rashad will be able to grab it now for the Beavers. Fed inside now to Banks, who's able to lay that one up and in. 16-5 to score, still early in the game with 13:10 remaining here in this first half. Flag. Cartalis from Taylor. Cartalis out at the three-point line, hounded by Cambaris. Flag putting up the open three-pointer. That's no good. And we're going to have a whistle and a loose ball foul on the play. And that looks like it's going to be against the Beavers. It will be. So that's going to be Pikowski, his first personal, as the Dolphins will inbound the basketball here, as that's Cartalis. Now Christian Taylor, Nicholas Taylor checking into the game for the Dolphins as well as James Delahanty. Cartalis kicking it out over to Taylor. Taylor's long jumper is up, no good, but Nicholas Taylor is able to grab the rebound, and we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul called on the play. That will be on Latunji, and that will be the first foul on the Dolphins, so it will be CCNY to inbound the basketball. Guddick with the basketball. Guddick looking for somewhere to go with the basketball, and now he's able to work it over to Banks. Banks over to Piskowski. Now it's Rashad with the basketball. Rashad hounded there by Cartalis. Now feeds it inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a traveling call on Guddick for the Beavers. So the Beavers continue to struggle with turnovers here in this first half. Sixth turnover of the game for CCNY, as now the Dolphins look to set up offensively with an 11-point lead. Taylor to Latunji, who jams it home. Adiola Latunji, the two-pass Taylor to Latunji jam. 18-5, Dolphins in the lead. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad looking to work against Cartalis. Rashad trying to force his way inside, and he'll turn the ball over once again. As that time we have an opportunity now. Watch this play here by the Dolphins. Taylor out by the three-point line, lobbing it into Nicholas. That brought the defender up. They lobbed it right behind to Latunji, and he jabbed it home. Gorgeous offensive set by the Dolphins. Their second jam here so far in this first half. Cartalis. Now they feed the ball over to Taylor. Now back to Nicholas Taylor. His open three-pointer is up, no good. But there to grab the offensive rebound is Adiola Latunji to lay it up and in. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout. So let's keep it right here as the Dolphins continue to play well right out of the box here this afternoon, and now find themselves with a 20-5 lead here with still 11 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in this first half. So a nice start for the basketball team. They're coming out. They're playing very efficiently offensively, but even more importantly, they've come out determined to come out with a big defensive effort here this afternoon, and that defense has led to some nice offensive plays. And in addition to that, the Dolphins able to do a nice job taking advantage of some of their size on the inside, as they've come out and shot very strongly here. 9 of 16 from the field. They've also out-rebounded CCNY 11-3 so far, including 5-2 at the offensive side. Is that time the layup is up, no good by Banks, and Latunji controls the rebound for the Dolphins. Now Christian Taylor taking the ball right to the hoop, laying it up, no good. So it'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow will go to the Beavers. No, check that. It's going to be a personal foul that's going to send Christian Taylor to the free throw line. So even though that ball got stuck up in the side of the rim, Taylor was fouled before the shot, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. First free throws of the afternoon for either team as Taylor hits the first. Dolphins coming into the game here this afternoon as they've been shooting 64% from the free throw line. Taylor's been shooting a little bit better at 73%, and he hits 1 of 2, and the Dolphins lead now 21-5. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad out by the three-point line. Now they get the ball inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a blocking foul called on James Delahanty. So that's going to be a shooting foul on the play, as Isaiah Denard will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Beavers coming into the game today shooting 70% from the line as a team. And Denard has been shooting 65% from the line for the Beavers, but he hits both of his shots, and that makes it a 21-7 Dolphin lead. Dolphins now with the basketball as they work the ball in the corner to Austin Mick, who's checked into the game for the Dolphins. Beautiful feed inside from Nicholas to Christian Taylor, who lays it up and in. Taylor has 7, and as we mentioned earlier, Christian needs 29 points to reach 1,000. That number now down to 22. 23-7 the score. The long jumper that time by Denard is up, no good. And once again, the Dolphins able to limit the Beavers to 1 shot. Mick now over to Christian Taylor, working it over to Nicholas. Nicholas looking to work his way inside, now kicking the ball back out over to Austin Mick. Mick driving down the lane. That shot is blocked away. Good defensive play by the Beavers. And here comes CCNY. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad looking to work the ball inside. Beavers trying to feed it inside, but once again, they're going to turn it over, and they've been just a little bit too careless with the basketball here, but now the Dolphins turn it right back over. Denard, his open jumper is off as the Beavers just 2 of 12 from the field so far here this afternoon. Taylor with the basketball now. Taylor looking to use the Delahanty screen. Taylor breaks inside, kicks it out to Austin Mick. His open three-point look is no good. Dolphins now come away with the steal. Taylor lays it up. That's no good. He grabs his own rebound, and this time he'll draw the foul. We have an opportunity to see that replay as Nicholas feeds his brother Christian, and they lay that one up and in. And you can tell a couple of brothers that have played a lot of basketball together as they looked really good on that play. As the Dolphins lead by 16, and Christian hits the first to make it a 17-point CSI Dolphin lead. Dolphins jumped out to a 12-0 and 16-3 lead here this afternoon as Taylor hits both of his free throws, and that's going to give the Dolphins now an 18-point lead, 25-7. Off the turnover, Taylor misses the shot, and the Beavers come away with possession of the basketball. CCNY trying to get some offense going as that time they're able to drive the ball into the basket. And now we're going to have a foul committed under the basket as Taylor able to grab the rebound, and he was just pushed from behind. And the foul will be called on the play. You can hustle. Everybody can hustle. 25-7 the score. The Beavers continuing to hurt themselves with turnovers. That's their 9th turnover here in this half. Cartalis feeding it inside to Delahanty. He misses the layup. The ball will go out of bounds, but it will remain Dolphin basketball. Dolphins out rebounding CCNY 16-7 here so far this afternoon. As Taylor able to get that ball inside, but his short shot is up, no good. Christian now 3 of 8 from the field here this afternoon. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad looking to work his way inside. That's up, no good, but Taylor able to grab the weak side rebound and lay it up and in to make it a 25-9 Dolphin lead. Delahanty, now Nicholas Taylor. He thought about the three-pointer and now gets called for the travel. So now it's the Dolphins' turn to turn the ball over. That's going to be their 5th turnover of this first half, and the Beavers will inbound now. As the Dolphins find themselves with a 16-point lead. Beavers with the basketball now as that's Trim. Trim handing the ball off to Banks. Banks guarded tightly by Martin. He tries to drive his way inside, bounce pass out to Rashad. Now Pikowski. Pikowski forces it inside, and the Beavers turn it over now for the 10th time here this afternoon. And the Dolphins have the ball knocked out of bounds, so they'll retain possession with 25 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Dolphins now to inbound the basketball as Flag looking for somewhere to go. Gets it into Martin. Now back up over to Taylor. Destim up over to Mick. His long three-pointer is good. First basket of the game for Austin Mick. That's a three-pointer. And once again, the Dolphins now open up their biggest lead of the game. It's 19 at 28-9. Trim with the basketball. Fed in the lane. The jumper by Banks rolls halfway down and out. Beavers can't get a break offensively here in the first half. 3 of 17 now from the field. Flag pulls up, banks that one up, no good. Ball tipped around, and Walker able to come away with the rebound, and he heads off to Rashad. Now Denard with the basketball, driving his way inside. May have gotten away with a travel, and now we're going to have a whistle and a layup and an opportunity now for a three-point play for Tyler Banks. We have an opportunity to see that Austin Mick three-pointer, his first three-pointer of the afternoon, as Austin coming into the game here this afternoon for the Dolphins, averaging 5.5 points a game, scored as many as 29 for the Dolphins as the three-point play is completed, and that makes it a 28-12 lead, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul away from the ball on the Beavers. That foul is going to be on Tyler Banks. That's going to be the second for Tyler, the 5th for the Beavers, so the Dolphins will inbound with 27 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Flag looking to inbound the basketball now, gets the ball out over to Destim, now over to Latunji. Head coach TJ Tibbs substituting players in and out in this first half. As Latunji hits that one, he has 6 now for the Dolphins, and the Dolphin lead back up to 18 now, 30-12. Banks with the basketball, looking to get that one in the corner. Instead, it's stolen away, as that's the 11th turnover for the Beavers, and that leads to an easy basket for Mick. Mick now has 5, and the Dolphins lead now by 21. I should say 20, 32-12. Beavers really struggling offensively now as Rashad kicking the ball out to Walker. His open three-pointer is up, no good. Beavers grab the rebound, and now it's Terrell Trim, the 5'10 freshman, able to hit that three-pointer and make it a 32-15 game. First three-pointer of the afternoon is now the long three-pointer by Flag is up, no good. Fight for the rebound, and the Beavers able to come away with possession of the basketball. Rashad, and it gets it over to Banks, and his shot is up and in, and the Beavers on a 5-0 run of their own to make it a 32-17 game. Dolphins look to feed it inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a hold on the play as Dolphins looking to feed the ball into the post and use their size advantage. As really they have size advantages against the Beavers out all over the floor. And they've been looking to take advantage of that here this afternoon. Flag gets the ball out over to Mick. Now they feed it inside to Destevas. Layup is up, no good, but Martin able to grab the layup inside and lay it up and in. Martin now with 8 for the Dolphins, and he's been giving the Beavers a lot of trouble on the inside, and the Dolphins lead by 17 once again, 34-17. Banks pulls up, and his jumper is good. So Tyler Banks starting to heat up now for CCNY. He's got 11 of the 19 Beaver points. Latunji, his pull-up jumper is good. So Adiola Latunji beginning to heat up. He's got 8 points along with Martin, both players with 8 for the Dolphins. And it's a 36-19 game with 4:22 remaining here in this first half. That shot up, no good. Flag there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Third rebound for Flag. Martin grabs the ball inside once again and lays it up and in, and just no answer for Shamal Martin on the inside. He's 5 of 5 from the field. He has 10 points, and the Dolphins lead by 21 once again. Well, 38-19, and we're going to have a whistle and another foul on the play. So that foul will be on Martin. That will be his first, team's 4th. And that's going to send Isaiah Denard to the free throw line to shoot 2. As that first free throw is up, no good, and Beavers, who find themselves down early here, missed their first free throw in 4 attempts here so far this afternoon. One more free throw upcoming here for the Beavers. That's up and in, and that'll make it a 38-20 game with 3:45 remaining as Flag drives down the lane and lays it up and in. Second basket of the game for Flag. He's got 5, and the Dolphins double up the Beavers now, 40-20. 3:33 remaining here in the first half. Gutic with the basketball. Now Tyler Banks. Banks kicking the ball back now over to Gutic. Gutic looking for somewhere to go with the basketball. He feeds it inside to Banks. Banks, tough fadeaway jumper. Bounces around and out. And the rebound grab by the Dolphins. So Beavers continue to shoot in tough luck here so far in the first half. And the Dolphins make it pay as Rigo DeSteam drives it down the lane and lays it in. And the Dolphins have their biggest lead of the game now. It's 22, 42-20. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad now working the ball back over to Gutic. That ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Romello Rashad. And the Dolphins force another turnover, the 12th of the game. Dolphins with 16 points off those turnovers, as you had an opportunity to look at that at the Dolphin basket on your replay. But 16 points off of turnovers for the Dolphins compared to none for the Beavers. That's the difference in the game. The Dolphins lead by 22 with 2 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the first half. Taylor over to Flag. Flag working the ball in the corner. The open three-pointer is halfway down and out, but Taylor there to grab the rebound, and he's going to be called for the travel. So a nice job by Christian Taylor grabbing yet another offensive rebound for the Dolphins. 21-12, the rebounding totals, including 9-4 on the offensive end in favor of the Dolphins so far here in this first half. Denard with the basketball. Denard looking to work it inside, knocked away by Taylor, but retrieved by Denard, who's able to take it in the lane and lay it up and in. So the Dolphins couldn't control the ball, and the Beavers able to make it a 20-point game, but Flag drives it right back down the lane to open the lead to 22. Once again, 44-22. Trim with the basketball now for the Beavers. Hands the ball off over to Rashad. Rashad now working it out over to Banks. Banks thought about the jumper. He takes it and buries it. Tyler Banks has really been the whole offense for the Beavers here in this first half. He has 13 of their 24 points to make it a 20-point Dolphin league. His flag comes back. His three-pointer is up, no good. And the Beavers control the basketball now. Worked up over to Rashad. His open three-pointer is up, no good. And Austin Mick fouls. Well, I'm sorry, Adiola Latunji will get called for the foul. Not a good foul that time by Latunji. As Rashad will go to the free throw line here to shoot three. Not a foul the Dolphins needed. Rashad, a 75% free throw shooter for the year. Rashad hits the first. He'll have two more upcoming. One more free throw upcoming here, as it is now a 44-26 game. As the Beavers try to go on a little bit of a run of their own, as that basket makes it a 5-0 Beaver run to make it a 17-point game. Big 75 seconds left here in the first half for the Dolphins. Taylor gets the ball inside and lays it up and in. Nice offensive sequence that time by the Dolphins to answer back and make it a 19-point lead, 46-27. Banks with the basketball. He kicks it out now as the Beavers nearly lose possession, but Trim able to come away with it. Now the open three-point look is no good, and Latunji there to grab the rebound with 40 seconds remaining in the first half. His flag looks to drive that one there, but Latunji is there to clean it up and lay the ball in for the Dolphins. Dolphins come back with a mini 4-0 run of their own. Shot clock off. 46-27 the score. As that's Rashad with the basketball looking to work against this team. Rashad backing the ball out now, 10 seconds. That's no good. So that's going to take us into halftime. The College of Staten Island holds a 19-point lead. They lead by a score of 48-29 as the Dolphins played well in that first half. Started out fast, started out strong. And we're going to be joined, as usual, at halftime by head men's basketball coach TJ Tibbs, who's nice enough to come over and join us at halftime. Coach, the team got off to a strong start, taking 12-0 and 16-3 leads. How'd you come out so fast here tonight?
I think we're focusing on playing some defense, you know. Got to give credit to CCNY. I mean, they're a couple of men down, and they're playing extremely hard. We really got to stop them from their penetration, and I thought we did a good job of contesting shots. Obviously, CCNY missed a couple of open ones, but I thought we did a good job in getting out on the break and pushing the basketball.
Coach, you've outscored CCNY 16-0 off of turnovers in the first half. Team has really come out with a determined defensive effort here this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think it's just building out. We've really been focusing on it in practice. I think it's just building the confidence. We had a pretty solid defensive night the other night. And we know we can score the basketball, but sometimes it's not going to travel, whether it be on the road or a tough game. We don't want to be in a close game because we're giving up too many baskets even when we have an off shooting night. So credit the older guys who are helping the younger guys grow. We see guys out there like Nick Taylor, who's grown tremendously defensively, Austin Mick as well, and other guys. So I got to give them a lot of credit for those guys growing.
Yeah, and you know, you also doing a great job of rebounding the basketball, Coach. 24-13 the advantage, including 10-4 in the offensive end. How do you continue that in the second half?
Well, I've really put a challenge to especially Adiola and Christian that they have to grab double-digit rebounds. Tell Adiola he has to grab 15 rebounds every game, and honestly, he's been around there. those guys have to go out there and lead on the board. Jamal Martin is doing a much better job, and that's credit to James Delahanty, who beats him up in practice all the time. And he's got a good older leader that's helping him grow. So our guards just have to do a better job. When we see Rigo Destime and Andrew Cartels grabbing 6, then I know that we'll be in a good spot.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks for having me. Real quick, I know Coach O is sick. He's not here. I know he's definitely watching, so we all definitely think about you. Get better, my man.
Definitely, as that's head men's basketball coach TJ Tibbs, nice enough to come over and join us, as he always does at halftime, where the Dolphins lead by a score of 48-29. So we're going to step aside, take a break. We'll be back to get you ready for the start of the second half as you're watching men's basketball CUNYAC coverage exclusively on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
The ceremony was a blast.
It was just like the surreal moment of my dreams are coming true.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said, "Oh, I apologize. She won't be taking you in as a client."
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
And sitting there in that small, cold room, I wanted to cry, just thinking, what did we bring this kid into?
We're simply asking to treat our family the same way that you would treat any family.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart,
want cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind
They have this
wanders.
video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura,
I think I heard Mom say something.
the sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
She gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
Be right back.
Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the...
I got a crick in my neck, limp in my step, cramping in my muscles every time I try to flex. Well, I was scared of very sad all that I could do was remember you. You know I usually say no, but if you throw me love, I'll throw you some more.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
I remember, Dad, you and Mom got this car with a hatchback. I said, you know, I'd be happy to give you the money to get a really great car. And he said, well, no, this works for me. I says, why? Because it's the right height to put the meals in. Dad, tell me when you first got an inkling about Meals on Wheels.
There was kind of an abandoned house. That's where we got started with Meals on Wheels. We kind of filled a need for people as they got older.
It's the human interaction that probably fed them much more than the food.
Oh, yeah. When you can see somebody else benefiting by your life in some way, you can't help but feel good about it, I think.
Well, the reason I'm involved, Dad, is because you are, and you're so inspiring. How you've impacted people is enormous.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Dad is an adventure full of special moments.
A cruise?
Surprise! Unexpected moments.
I got this.
And even awkward moments.
Okay, Dad, thank you.
But every moment you spend with your kids, even the smallest moments, can make the biggest impact on your child's life. So take a moment to be a dad today.
We're back here at halftime where the College of Staten Island finds themselves in front of the CCNY Beavers by a score of 48-29. The College of Staten Island coming into this game on a 9-game winning streak, including 6 games in a row in the CUNYAC Conference. They have not lost since dropping their only conference loss of the year to John Jay. That back on December 4th. Since then, Dolphins, as we mentioned, undefeated in their last 9 games, and they lead by a score of 48-29. And turning our attention to the statistics in the first half, the Dolphins were led in scoring by Christian Taylor. As you see the halftime stats up on your screen, the Dolphins shooting over 50% for the half, including 21 of 40 shooting. They've held CCNY to just 36% shooting, and you see the Dolphins have put up 12 more shots, and that's a function of the Dolphins out-rebounding CCNY 24-13, and you know they've really dominated them both offensively and defensively on the glass. Out-rebounding CCNY offensively 10-4 in that first half, and the big stats have really been the turnovers. The Beavers have turned the ball over 12 times. The Dolphins with 16 points, and Dolphins committed a late turnover, and the Beavers got their only 2 points off of a turnover late in the first half. Looking at the CSI Dolphins individually, they were led by Christian Taylor. Christian 4 of 19, 4 of 9 from the field, and as you can see on your screen, Christian, who needed 28 points coming into the game here tonight, it's now with 11 first-half points, is just 18 points away from joining that very exclusive CSI Dolphin basketball club, and that's the players that have scored 1,000 points in their college career. And, of course, for Christian Taylor, still another year of eligibility remaining. So lots of Dolphins hoping for a lot more points from Christian Taylor as his career rolls on. Looking at the stats in the first half, for CCNY, their whole offensive scoring, really more than 50% of their points coming from Tyler Banks. Tyler, 7 of 13 from the field, 15 points, 6 rebounds, playing well for the Beavers here this afternoon. No other Beaver in double digits. Romeo Rashad with 6 points, 5 points for Isaiah Denard, and the only other 3 points scored by Terrell Trim. The Dolphins have been able to do a very good job working the ball inside. They've outscored CCNY in points in the paint, 32-10 in that first half, and just one of several statistics heavily weighted on the Dolphins in that first half. 3 Dolphins finishing the first half in double figures, led by Christian Taylor, as we already mentioned. He finished with 11 points. Adiola Latunji and Shamal Martin finishing with 10 points apiece. Shamal perfect from the field here so far this afternoon, 5 of 5 from the field to go along with 4 rebounds. And Stephen Flagg with 7 points for the Dolphins, 5 points apiece for Rigo DeSteam and Austin Mick, as it was a first half where the Dolphins came out fast, scored the first 12 points, scored 16 of the first 19 points, have led by as many as 22 in this game, have never trailed, and they have a 19-point lead as we are about a minute and a half or so away from the start of this second half. And, you know, if you're head coach TJ Tibbs, what you're looking for from the Dolphins is really an extension of what you got in that first half. The Dolphins had been able to use their strong defensive play in that first half to jump out to an early lead. It's something that head men's basketball coach TJ Tibbs almost always emphasizes. It was the first thing he said when he came over here at halftime here this afternoon. And, you know, once again, the Dolphins using their strong defensive play to translate into strong offense, and they're going to go into a halftime with a 19-point lead. For the Beavers, you're going to need a much more efficient offense in this second half. They're going to need to greatly reduce, if not eliminate, that turnover issue that plagued them so much in the first half. They're going to have to figure out a way to keep the Dolphins from being able to pound the ball inside, which they've been able to do very successfully in the first half. And, you know, really you're going to have to come out with a much stronger effort here in this second half, as they're going to try to work their way back from a 19-point second half deficit here this afternoon. The Dolphins leading at halftime 48-29. And, you know, we mentioned the Dolphins coming off of a very strong defensive game in their last contest against Baruch, allowing the first place Baruch Bearcats to score only 49 points against them, as the Dolphins played a phenomenal game defensively, really gave Baruch all kinds of trouble and held them to just over 28% from the field the entire afternoon. So we're back here to start the second half, and the Beavers with the first possession of the second half as Denard tries to drive that ball inside. A couple of Dolphins fight for the rebound, and the Beavers able to get an offensive rebound here to start the second half. Rashad with the basketball, working the ball back out over to Trim. Now Rashad, now getting the ball out over as that ball is tipped, but Rashad able to hold on to it for the Bearcats. Rashad tried to spin his way inside of a double team. He's unable to do so, but for the second time in this possession, the Dolphins not able to grab the loose ball. And a nice play that time by Rashad to lay it up and in and make it a 17-point game. Martin comes right back. He misses, but he's able to tip it up twice and lay it up and in. So Martin has his first misses of the afternoon, but he's able to stick with it. And on the third attempt, tip it up and in. And it's now a 50-31 CSI Dolphin lead. Minute and 25 seconds into this second half as that long three-point jumper by Terrell Tribb is good. And Beavers coming out shooting the basketball a little bit better here in the second half. And they've cut the Dolphin lead down to 16. Destine with the basketball. His pull-up jumper from the free throw line extended is no good. And Rashad's there to grab the rebound for the Beavers, who are looking to fight their way back in the game. That long three-pointer is up, no good. And this time, Destine grabs the rebound for the Dolphins. Latunji out over to Flag. Flag trying to work his way inside. And we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul on the play, as Flag is going to pick up the personal for the Dolphins. That will be Stevens first. And we're going to have a timeout taken here by the CSI Dolphins. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So let's keep it right here. As here early in this second half, the Dolphins have been outscored by CCNY 5-2. The Dolphins have turned the ball over here to start the second half. They've allowed an offensive rebound to start the second half, and the Beavers have come out and been able to shoot the basketball a little bit better, hitting their three-point attempt here in this second half. And, you know, this is the kind of start you were looking for if you're a CCNY Beaver fan. The opportunity to start working your way slowly back into the game down here by 16, and it'll be Beavers in possession of the basketball. Trim to inbound the basketball as he'll head the ball up slowly across the midcourt line for CCNY. Taylor picks him up, and now it's worked in the corner to Rashad. The short jumper is up, no good, and another offensive rebound grabbed by CCNY. That leads to a three-pointer by Rashad, and just like that, it's a 6-point game, 50-37. 8-3 run to start the second half for CCNY. Latunji pulls up, his jumper goes in and out, and the Beavers able to grab the rebound as they've started out strong here in this second half, is driving the ball to the basket and drawing the foul on Martin. So Shamal Martin will pick up his second as the Dolphins come out slowly here in the second half. We mentioned earlier the Dolphins started the first half on a 12-0 and 16-3 run to take an early lead. And here in the second half, it's the Beavers coming back, playing much better offensively, and they've cut the Dolphin lead down to 12 with an opportunity to make it an 11-point game. And they do, making it 50-39 as the Dolphins have been outscored 10-2 here in this second half. Flag, a wild runner in the lane, is good. So Flag puts up a wild shot, but able to get it to go. He has 9. And 3 minutes into the second half, the Dolphins open their lead back to 12. Banks with the basketball. His tough jumper is up, no good. And this time it's Destine feeding it ahead to Taylor. He misses the layup. Martin's putback is up, no good. Martin feeding it inside, and we're going to have a whistle and a double dribble. So that time the Dolphins turn the ball over once again here in this second half. So another turnover here for the Dolphins, and CCNY in possession of the basketball. As driving the ball down the lane and laying it up and in is Romelo Rashad. And now the Beavers have an opportunity to make it a 10-point game. It's 52-41. As it's been a completely different CCNY Beaver team offensively here in this second half. And the Dolphins have started out very slowly, not grabbing their rebounds efficiently, turning the ball over, and the Beavers have worked themselves right back into the game as they continue their strong play here in the second half. Flag with the basketball. Flag laying it up and in and drawing the foul. So Stephen Flag on back-to-back possessions for the Dolphins as the Beavers put some pressure on the Dolphins, able to score. He's in double figures now for the Dolphins, and he has an opportunity to complete the three-point play. Flag's free throw is up, no good. He's unable to complete the three-point play, and it's a 12-point Dolphin lead as the Beavers have the basketball. Gudic with the basketball out by the three-point line, looking to work against Delahanty. A wild floater in the lane is good. A couple of crazy shots in this half by both teams, but the Beavers make it a 10-point game once again, as we're going to have a whistle and a blocking foul called against Christian Taylor. So now Taylor will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to shoot two. So Trim will pick up the foul, and Taylor will go to the line now to shoot two. He's 3 of 4 from the line this afternoon, make it 4 of 5. As the Dolphins now 3 of 6 from the free throw line. And they continue to struggle here in this second half. One more free throw for Taylor. It's up and in, and that makes it an 11-point game for the Dolphins. Beavers now bring the ball up across the midcourt line as that's Denar with the basketball, looking to break a trap, and he's going to take a timeout on the play as the Dolphins had him trapped right against the midcourt line. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here, but it's been a tale of two halves here. CCNY has come out here in this second half and shot 5 of 10 from the field as they've been able to outscore the Dolphins 15-7 in the second half and make it an 11-point game with 15 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in this second half and 21 seconds remaining on the shot clock for CCNY. Next game for CSI will be this Wednesday evening as they will go on the road. Pair of games against John Jay. 6 o'clock for the women, 8 o'clock for the men before the Dolphins come home a week from today. Alumni night here at the Tank. Alumni game at 11, and then Medgar Evers men's and women's basketball to take place afterwards as CCNY able to lob the ball inside, and for the first time since early in the first half have made it a 9-point game as another poor offensive choice by the Dolphins leads to an air ball, and CCNY with the basketball as the Dolphins hold a 55-46 lead. Dolphins outscored 17-7 as the Dolphins have given up 17 points in less than 5 minutes here in this second half, and now Gudic buries a three-pointer, and all of a sudden it's a 55-49 game, and Dolphins better wake up here in the second half as that time they take it to the basket once again as Latunji will draw the foul. Dolphins, who allowed just 29 points in that first half, have allowed 20 points in 5 minutes in this second half. Almost hard to believe, and head coach TJ Tibbs has seen enough, and he's going to pull 4 players off the floor now as Nicholas Taylor will check in with Andrew Cartalis along with Austin Mick and James Delahanty, and Latunji's second free throw is up and in, and he's going to check out of the game as well as Christian Kopech is going to come into the game for the Dolphins as head coach TJ Tibbs not happy with this effort from the Dolphins. As we mentioned, 20 points for CCNY inside of 5 minutes here in this second half. 8-point game now as it's Gudic with the basketball. Gudic trying to use the screen. Now works the ball back out over to Rashad. Rashad, the open three-pointer is good. CCNY continuing to close the gap. 57-52 as the Beavers have gotten red hot here in this second half, especially from the three-point line as Mick puts up the three-pointer. That's no good, but Cartalis is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. Taylor, the open three-pointer, that's good. Big answer by Nicholas Taylor, and that makes it a 60-52 lead for the Dolphins. Pass outside for the open three-pointer, now driving down the lane, and we're going to have a whistle, and we're going to have a block, and that's good in the foul. We have an opportunity to see that open three-point Taylor by Taylor, but CCNY able to come right back and hit another basket. As CCNY playing much better here in this second half. 9 of 14 from the field. And 4 of 5 from the three-point line here in this second half. And they make it a 5-point game once again. Kopic with the basketball. Now Delahanty. Delahanty hands it off to Cartalis. Cartalis puts it back to Mick. His open three-pointer is good. Huge three-point answer by Austin Mick to give the Dolphins an 8-point lead. So Nicholas Taylor hits the first, Mick the second. 2 big three-pointers for the Dolphins here in this second half. Now we're going to have a whistle and a foul along the baseline on the Dolphins. That's going to be the 15th foul as we have an opportunity to see that long three-pointer there by Austin Mick. So Delahanty charged with the personal, team's 5th, as they work the ball inside, and we're going to have a whistle and another foul on the play. Dolphins now called with 16 fouls here in 6.5 minutes here in this second half. So Denard will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2. As CCNY now 12 of 13 from the free throw line as they continue their torrid shooting here in the second half. Second free throw is up and in, and that's going to make it a 6-point game, 63-57. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor kicking the ball out over to Kopic. He now hands the ball off to Mick. Now over to Cartalis. They work the ball in the corner. The long three-pointer is up, no good. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Beavers, and it'll be Dolphin basketball. Dolphins led it 19 points here in the second half to start. Beavers have cut it down to 5, and the Dolphins now lead by 6. Cartalis running down the lane. That shot is up, no good. And we're going to have a whistle and an offensive foul called on the play. So Cartalis called for the foul as the Beavers will get to go to the free throw line here to shoot a 1-and-1. Beavers with only 1 miss from the free throw line here this afternoon. As Rashad goes to the free throw line and hits the first. Dolphins came out strong here in this first half, but it's been all CCNY here in the second half as TJ Tibbs pulls his starters off the floor, and the Dolphins find themselves with just a 5-point lead as Mick takes it down the lane and lays it up and in. Good play by the Dolphins that time to break the press and open their lead back up to 7. Rashad with the basketball looking to work against Cartalis as the Dolphins look to set up defensively here. Now over to Guddick. His long three-pointer is up, no good. Just a second miss from the three-point line here in the second half for the Beavers. I don't even know what that foul was, but somewhere off the ball, the Dolphins got called for their 8th team foul. So in less than 8 minutes here in the second half, 8 team fouls called on the Dolphins. So Gudick brings that ball across the midcourt line and now works the ball out in the corner. Rashad looking to fight his way inside, now kicks the ball out. Beavers nearly lose possession, but Trim able to maintain. Kicking the ball in the corner to Gudick. He gets away with a travel and kicks the ball back out to the outside. Now Rashad, the long three-pointer, that's up, no good. Fight for the rebound, and the Dolphins come away with the basketball. Taylor looking to work against Gudick. His tough shot is up, no good. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Beavers. So the Dolphins will maintain possession with 11 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in this second half. The Dolphin 19-point lead has been cut down to as low as 5, but they now lead by 7, 65-58. Taylor lobbied the ball out to Kopech, and the Dolphins will look now to set up offensively. All 5 starters remaining on the bench for the Dolphins. Delahanty, his jumper from the free throw line is up, no good. No Dolphins underneath, and Denard there to grab the rebound for the Beavers. Denard with the basketball. Denard looking to work his way inside. His floater in the lane is up, no good. Good shot that time by Denard. He just couldn't get it to fall. Kopech working the ball over in the corner to Mick. His three-pointer halfway down and out. And Denard there to grab the rebound now for the Beavers. 11 minutes remaining here in this second half. Beavers putting pressure on the Dolphins, trailing by 7 with the ball. Gudick lobbing the ball inside to Banks, who's able to lay it up and in. 65-60. Beavers once again cut the Dolphin lead. Down to 5 is Taylor's tough jumper is good. Nicholas Taylor with the tough jump shot from the outside, and that's going to open the Dolphin lead back up to 7. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll step aside and take a break. 10 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the second half with the score. Dolphins 67, Beavers 60. You're watching men's basketball coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
We're back with 10 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in this second half. And, you know, the Beavers have come out and shot 10 of 18 from the field, including 4 of 7 from the three-point line. They've only missed 1 free throw here the entire afternoon, and they've been able to take that 19-point CSI Dolphin lead, and they've gotten it down to 5 a couple of times, but that's as close as they've been able to get. But now the Beavers with an opportunity to inbound the basketball with 10 minutes and 36 seconds remaining here in this second half. Gudick with the basketball. Gudick looking to work against Delahanty. He pulls up, takes the long three-pointer. That's no good. Nicholas Taylor there to grab the rebound. All 5 Dolphin starters remaining on the bench. Kopech with the basketball. Feeds it inside to Delahanty, who lays it up and in. Beautiful play that time as Delahanty gets the basket off the Kopech assist to make it a 9-point lead once again. As T.J. Tibbs continuing to sit his starters here in the second half. Denard with the basketball. Denard bounce pass goes inside. The tough turnaround jumper. That time is up, no good. And this time Delahanty grabs the rebound. He feeds it to Taylor, who takes it coast to coast and lays it up and in. Delahanty got the ball into the hands of Taylor quickly. He drove it down the lane. The Dolphins now on a 6-0 run to open the lead back up to 11. Guddick with the basketball. Guddick now working it out over to Denard. A foul's going to be called on the play as the Dolphins pick up their 9th team foul, as Austin Mick's going to get called for reaching in on the play. And that will send the Beavers right back to the free throw line. 14 of 16 from the line are the Beavers here this afternoon. Make that 15 of 17 as they make it a 10-point game. One more free throw upcoming. That second is up, no good. Just the third miss of the afternoon. So the Dolphins with the basketball and a 10-point lead. Kopech with the basketball in the corner. The Cartalis three is good. Andrew Cartalis, his first basket of the game. He's got 3, and the Dolphin lead now is back up to 13, 74 to 61. Dolphins now on a 14-1 run. Oh, I'm sorry, a 9-1 run. That pass knocked away, and the Dolphins come away with the basketball. Taylor looking to work his way inside, and Taylor, for the second time in the last couple of minutes, drives through the Beaver defense, takes it to the basket, and lays it up and in. So the Dolphins all of a sudden open their lead back up to 15. It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to step aside and take a break. 8 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the game. Dolphins lead back up to 15. You're watching men's basketball coverage exclusively on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
We're back, and we have 8 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the game, and the Dolphins find themselves with a 15-point lead. The Beavers cut this lead back down to 5 once again, 65-60. But since then, the Dolphins have been able to go on an 11-1 run, and they've opened their lead back up to 15 points. Beavers need some good offensive possessions. Here is time getting late. 8 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in this second half. Rashad with the basketball. Rashad trying to break the double team. Gets it over to Trim. Trim over to Guddick. Guddick, the jumper from the baseline's up, no good. Good play that time by Rashad to keep the ball alive for the Beavers. Trim with the basketball. Trim thought about the jumper, now feeds it up over to Guddick. Guddick should get called for the travel. Instead, we're going to have a blocking foul called on the play. Boy, oh boy, I don't know about that one. As that time, Guddick got himself in bad position and was able to take a couple of steps, but gets bailed out with the foul call. Dolphins now in the double bonus, and Guddick will go to the free throw line here to shoot 2 for the Beavers. As that first one is up and in. Adam coming in, shooting just 34% from the line. Is you have an opportunity to see a replay of that call. And Dolphins obviously not liking it. But Guddick back to the free throw line. He hits them both. Beavers continue their strong shooting from the free throw line. And that's going to make it a 13-point game with 8 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in this second half. Mick, Dolphins work the ball around to Taylor. Taylor's open three-pointer is up, no good. Banks there to grab the rebound and feed it up over to Rashad. Rashad driving in down the lane, and another foul called on the play. Looked like Kopech got a lot of the ball on that play, but official disagrees as the parade to the free throw line for CCNY continues here in this second half. One more free throw upcoming here. As that second free throw is up and in, and that's going to make it a 12-point game with 8 minutes remaining here in the second half. Dolphin starters remaining pinned on the bench. Kopech with the basketball, feeds the ball up over to Mick. Ball goes off Mick's foot, and now it'll be Nicholas Taylor with the basketball as the Dolphins start to slow down the offense here with that 12-point lead. Taylor over to Cartalis. Cartalis' open three-pointer is good. Big three-pointers in the second half by Cartalis and Taylor, and the Dolphins open up their lead to 15 now, 79-64. Boy, oh boy, another foul called on the play. Another foul called on the Dolphins as the officials continue to parade the Beavers to the free throw line as we have an opportunity to see that Austin Cartalis three-pointer, as that foul will be called on Cartalis. That will be his first. Head coach TJ Tibbs pleading with the officials, disgusted with some of these calls here over the last couple of minutes. So it'll be a full timeout. Let's step aside, take a break. 7 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the second half. Dolphins by 15. We'll be right back.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
We're back here with 7 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in this game, and the Dolphins have been able to up their lead to 15 points as the Dolphins came out very slow here in the second half. TJ Tibbs pulled his starters just a couple of minutes into the second half, and they haven't seen the floor since, as head coach TJ Tibbs going with Andrew Cartalis, Nicholas Taylor, Austin Mick, James Delahanty, and Christian Kopech, and his faith in those players has really been rewarded here in this second half as they've come up big. Nicholas Taylor with a couple of big shots. Andrew Cartalis with a couple of big three-pointers, and the Beavers have put a lot of pressure on the Dolphins, closing the Dolphin lead down to 5 on several occasions here in this second half. But the Dolphins able to bounce back with some clutch three-point shooting, and the Beavers continue to shoot well from the free throw line as that's helping them stay in the game here, as the Dolphins lead by 13 with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second half. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor with 9 points here for the Dolphins this afternoon. Taylor looking to fake his way inside, now kicks the ball into the corner, and the open three-pointer by Austin Mick is good. Austin Mick, another player who's made big three-pointers here for the Dolphins as they've heated up from the three-point line here in the latest stages of this second half and have their lead back up to 16, 82-66. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and the Beavers will turn the ball over, and they've done a great job not turning the ball over here in the second half as we have an opportunity to see that big three-pointer by Austin Mick. That time the Dolphins tried to drive the ball inside. The shot blocked away nicely by Guddick, and here come the Beavers looking to run. They feed the ball inside, and the layup is up and in. Nice play that time by Tyler Banks as he cuts the Dolphin lead down to 14 with 6 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in this second half. Dolphins 5 of 9 from the three-point line here in the second half, and lately they've been red hot from the three-point line. A big make by Mick, Austin Mick, a couple of big threes by Andrew Cartalis, and a big three-pointer by Nicholas Taylor, as well as a couple of beautiful drives to the basket. They've come in. It's been their second half, and the Dolphins up by 14. Beavers not ready to go away just yet. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor looking to work his way inside, kicks it back out over to Cartalis. Cartalis in the corner, and the open three-pointer by Kopech is good. Dolphins continue their red-hot three-point shooting and then steal the inbounds, and Cartalis lays it up and in and draws the foul. So as we have an opportunity to see that Kopech open three-point make, his first three-pointer of the afternoon, his first points of the afternoon, as Andrew Cartalis will go to the free throw line now to shoot two. The Dolphins in the middle of a 20-8 run as they open a 5-point lead. They opened it up, and now with that first make by Cartalis, the lead is up to 18 with 5 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in the game, as the Dolphin run is now 21-8. Second free throw is up and in, and this is a CCNY team that put 20 points up on the Dolphins in less than 5 minutes to start this second half, and head coach T.J. Tibbs pulled his starters, and the substitutes have come in and reopened the lead for the Dolphins back up to 19, which was exactly their lead when we started the second half. That jump shot is up, no good. Bodies flying all over the place, and Rashad grabs the ball and lays it up and in. 87-70, the Dolphins in the lead now with 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go. No hurry if you're the Dolphins, but Taylor taking the ball right to the basket and laying it up and in. What a job by Nicholas Taylor here in the second half. He has 11 points for the Dolphins, all in the second half for the Dolphins. He goes to the free throw line. He misses the free throw, but the Dolphins with the lead now, 89-70, with 5:05 remaining in the game. Big second half now for Nicholas Taylor. Taylor now 5 of 8 from the field. Nice jump shot. That time by Rashad is good. As the Beavers now down 89-72. Time getting late. Let's see if the Dolphins start to run clock. Beavers try to press as Mick with the basketball, feeding it to a wide-open Kopech, who lays it up and in. 91-72 as the Dolphins force the turnover now. Taylor in the corner to Mick. His open three-pointer is up, no good. And the tip back by Kopech is no good, but he's going to draw the foul. So it looks like the Dolphins are going to weather the Beavers' storm, as you have an opportunity to see that beautiful reverse layup by Nicholas Taylor. And, you know, Taylor and the subs have been doing it all second half here for the Dolphins, as the Beavers were able to storm back here and to start this second half, putting up 20 points in the first 5 minutes. And head coach T.J. Tibbs said, you know what? I'm putting in Austin Mick, Andrew Cartalis, Christian Kopech, James Delahanty checked into the game along with Nicholas Taylor. And no substitutions have taken place since that point, as the Dolphins now lead by 19 as Kopech misses the second. The Beavers control the basketball, and they're going to need points on every possession now if they're going to have any chance of making a late run on the Dolphins. Gutik with the basketball. Gutik bounce pass over to Banks. Banks with 13 points. He had 11 of those, 13 in the first half. Driving into the basket and missing the layup that time is Rashad. Delahanty controls the rebound, and now I think you can look for the Dolphins to slow down the offense. Taylor with the basketball. Taylor, big second half here for the Dolphins, as we've already mentioned. Taylor bounces the ball off his feet, and he turns it over. A rare Dolphin turnover in the latest stages of the second half. Is driving down the lane and laying the ball in will be Tyler Banks. Banks now with 25 points. to lead all scorers here this afternoon. Nicholas Taylor with the basketball now. As you can see, the Dolphins slowing down the offense with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and the Dolphins holding a 17-point lead. In the corner to Cartalis, whose open three-pointer is good. Andrew Cartalis, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. It's going to be a full timeout. The Dolphins have a 20-point lead. Let's step aside. We'll take one final break with the Dolphins leading by a score of 94-74. We'll be right back.
Mom.
Dear.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
We're back with 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this game, and the Dolphins had to weather a couple of storms from the Beavers, but they've been able to successfully do it. And, you know, after the Beavers cut the Dolphin lead down to 5 points, head coach T.J. Tibbs decided to substitute his starters with 5 substitutes, and they've played the remainder of the way. And the Dolphins have opened up their biggest lead of the second half as they now lead by 20, 94-74, inside of 3 minutes remaining here in the second half. Guttick, the long three-pointer, that's up no good. Long rebound, that outside jumper is up no good. And this time Mick is there to grab the rebound for the Dolphins. And he's going to get the ball in now to Desteem, who's checked back into the game for the Dolphins. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul well away from the ball. The Beavers will be over the limit, as that foul is going to be called well away from the ball on Tyler Banks. Banks is going to pick up his 4th, and Delahanty will go to the free throw line here to shoot a 1-and-1. For the Dolphins. James' first free throw is up no good, as Delahanty statistics as that running one-hander by Banks is up and in. He continues to play well for the Beavers here this afternoon, but the Dolphins still have an 18-point lead despite the 27 points from Tyler Banks. Dolphins just want to get a substitution in. So Ishola will check into the game for the Dolphins with 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here. And the Dolphins holding an 18-point lead. Taylor, the pass is stolen. A terrible inbounds pass by the Dolphins that time, as Rashad able to steal it and lay it up and in. And Beavers trying to put pressure on the Dolphins here, but they have a long way to go, down by 16 with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the second half. Taylor with the basketball over to Desteem. Desteem works it inside to Ishola. His shot is up no good. He's able to grab his own rebound. His putback is up no good. And the Beavers come away with the rebound. Rashad over to Denard. Denard driving his way inside, lays it up and in, and draws the foul. So Kennard will lay it up and in. He makes it a 14-point game, as Cartalis is going to check back into the game and replace Austin Mick. The Dolphins have been over the limit for a while. So Denard will go to the free throw line here. 20 of 24 are the Beavers from the free throw line. Make that 21 of 25 here this afternoon. And it's a 13-point game. And a foul will be committed in the backcourt by Denard. So CCNY will force the Dolphins to hit free throws. And if Desteem can hit his free throws here, he can put it beyond a 4-possession game for the Dolphins. Steam's first free throw is up and in. He's perfect from the line this year for the Dolphins in conference play, hitting his 8th consecutive free throw. Overall, he's a 74% free throw shooter as he hits them both to make it a 15-point Dolphin lead. Rashad bringing the ball across the midcourt line, gets it over to Denard as the Beavers look to set up offensively, but they're going to turn the ball over. And the Dolphins now with possession of the basketball inside of 80 seconds remaining in the game. Taylor with the basketball as the Dolphins have 19 to shoot. And it looks like they're going to try to use those 19 as Taylor takes the ball to the rim. It's no good. And it'll be Piskowski with the rebound now with 1 minute remaining here in the second half. Driving the ball inside and drawing the foul will be the Beavers as the CCNY continues to go to the free throw line here in this second half. So Denard will go to the free throw line. The Dolphins have been in the double bonus for a while, so he'll shoot 2 and he'll hit the first. 22 of 26 from the line is CCNY here this afternoon as they missed the second, and the Dolphins with the basketball now in a 14-point lead. Taylor with the ball. Taylor working the ball up over in the corners to Cortales. Cortales works the ball inside to Isola. He continues to get shots, but he's missed his first 3 attempts. Running floater in the lane by Denard is good. And with 33.9 seconds remaining, the Beavers have cut the Dolphin lead down to 12. Dolphins led by 20 just a moment ago. Kopech with the basketball, just a 2-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock. Dolphins with a 12-point lead now as they're looking to run down the clock. To Steve driving down the lane, laying it up and in and drawing the foul. So DeSteve gets a little bit of playing time here at the end of the second half. He now has 9 points. He will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to get in double digits for the Dolphins here this afternoon. First free throw. Free throw is in, I should say, and that makes it a 3-point play as the long 3-pointer is up, no good. Kopech will grab the rebound, and that's going to do it. The College of Staten Island will win their 10th consecutive game and their 7th game in a row in the conference as they defeat the CCNY Beavers by a final score of 99-84. So it was a game that the Dolphins opened up a 19-point lead to start the second half, but you got to give the Beavers a lot of credit. They came out with a lot of determination in this second half, determined to make a game of it. They were able to put up 20 points on the Dolphins in the first 5 minutes of that second half, but the Dolphins able to bring in their substitutes, stabilize the game, and they're able to win this game by a final score of 99-84 as Christian Taylor is going to come over and join us here, or Nicholas Taylor is going to come over and join us. Nicholas, first of all, congratulations. Big second half.
Thanks.
The team's won 10 in a row.
Yeah, we're doing well right now. Trying to stay hot, keep the offense going, and play strong defense.
You know, Nicholas, the team came out to start the second half. You had a 19-point lead. A great job done by CCNY as Nicholas getting a little bit of a bath here this afternoon. And CCNY able to cut the lead down to just 5 points. And, head coach T.J. Tibbs put in 5 substitutions. What happened from that point, Nicholas?
He trusted his players off the bench, and we made it happen.
Yeah, Nicholas, the team is red hot. You guys have now run 10 in a row. You'll go on the road this week. A big game against John Jay, the only team that's defeated you this year in the conference.
Yeah, we'll prepare for them. We'll get back into practice, and we'll be ready.
Congratulations, Nicholas, on a great performance as the team has won their 10th in a row. That's Nicholas Taylor, nice enough to join us here this afternoon as the team comes over and gives him a little bit of a shower, but the CSI Dolphins able to go up by 19 at halftime, see their lead drop down to as low as 5 points, see head men's basketball coach TJ Tibbs pull all 5 starters off the floor, and his confidence is rewarded as those substitutes come in up big. Big second half for Nicholas Taylor. Big three-point shooting from Andrew Cartalis. Big shots made by Austin Mick. You put all those things together, and the College of Staten Island wins their 10th game in a row as they defeat CCNY by a final score of 99-84. So that's going to wrap things up here for the Tank. The Dolphins will be back in action on the road this Wednesday night against John Jay. But you see our next broadcast here will be a basketball triple header, starting with the men's basketball game, alumni game at 11, and then the men's game to tip off at approximately 1 o'clock, followed by the women's basketball game. A little bit of a change in the order of the games as the men will go first, following the men's basketball game, alumni game. Dave Pizzuto will be here to bring you the action for all 3 of those games. So for Nicholas Durst, who just did an unbelievable job engineering the game this afternoon, this is Mike Babuski saying so long and thanks for watching. Once again, the final score, the College of Staten Island wins by a final of 99-84 as they win their game, their 10th consecutive game. Have a great weekend, everybody, and a great Martin Luther King holiday, and we'll see you a week from today right here at the Tank as you've been watching men's basketball coverage on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSIDolphins.com.